How many of you want to know what God looks like? Hold your hand up. Come on. Look.
What's poppin', hookers? May almost stand Scooch. How we doing today? Great. Today we're going to be talking about a true man of God, a prophet of the Lord, if you will. A guy who's so important that he got whisked up to heaven and just hung out with Jesus. Yes, sir, you heard that right. Yes, you did. Today we're going to be talking about Mr. Jesse Duplantis. Jesse Duplantis is another one of the peddlers of the prosperity gospel. If you don't know what that is, it is the gospel that is all about giving your money to the church so that these guys can buy planes and houses and stuff.
I love cowboy boots. I like belt buckles. I like shiny belts.
It's a pretty cool idea. This guy is honestly one of the worst, and he's one of the worst because he's one of the best. He doesn't come across quite as evil as the rest of them.
At least I ain't sinning. I'll just watch her sin a while.
He's a good old boy from Louisiana. You know, he's good at telling stories. He makes you feel good about what he says. He's a feel-good preacher.
Have you ever saw me sad, sick, depressed, discouraged, despondent?
Now, just like all the other preachers of the prosperity gospel, this guy's loaded. And that's the whole idea of it, you know, that you tithe, you give all your money to the church, and God just gives you all this kind of supernatural money. And it worked for him, and it can work for you. And he's just proud of it, you know. There's pride just coming all out of
Page
it.
1, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was out formed and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of the Lord God moved upon the waters, and God said, let's make Jesse.
And then he goes and says some shit like this.
I honestly believe this, that the reason why Jesus hadn't come is because people are not giving the way God told them to give. You see what I'm saying? Wow.
He just told us that the more money that you donate, the faster Jesus will come back. And that's just what he said. Yeah. On top of being an absolute nut job, this guy's kind of a bully. One of the best stories is him taking his friend to the car lot to buy a car. And his friend doesn't know much about it, so he's going to help him out. And he ends up almost beating up the car salesman.
I mean, I read back. The guy's going to take the lick. I got him. He's off balance. I am going to pop this ball. I could see the blood coming down that window. You want some of me? Come on. I'll show you what this little guy do. I'll rip your skin off, get inside your eyes, boy.
He likes to throw his weight around. He likes to throw his money around. And he likes to let people know just how much power he has.
This guy I was on television. He said, I heard you was a millionaire. I said, that's not right. That's not true. He said, yes, it is. I said, no, it's not. Multi. Now, add that to it and you'll be all right. Oh, he couldn't handle that. He like to have had a fit. And I said, you mess with me, I'll buy this station and I'll fire you. Yeah. Oh, he didn't like that, did he?
Yeah, that's right. He threatened to fire this guy because he didn't call him a multimillionaire. That's absolutely batshit crazy.
You know, that was a little fleshy, but it felt good.
Speaking of batshit crazy, wait till you hear the story about heaven. So what happens? What happens is, oh boy is at the Western Sizzler with his friends, okay? And as he's getting his grub on, he's trying to get some food, he gets this message from God that says, hey boy, go back to your hotel room. I got to talk to you about something. We got some business to do. So, of course, well, in one of the stories, he throws a $100 bill on the table because he's rich. When he gets back to his hotel room, he gets whisked into a cable car with an angel. Now, you don't know it because I haven't talked about it, but this guy talks to angels all the time. He's like the chosen one, you know what I mean? He has direct relationship with Jesus, first name relationship. They're best buddies. They hang out. He's that kind of guy, you know. So he gets up in the cable car with the angel that he knows. You know, I'm going to say his name is Todd. So they head straight down to Heaven City, where he runs into Abraham, a guy that he loves to describe.
He was thick barrel-chested man.
He had a thick barrel chest.
He's thick barrel-chested man. Thick barrel chest, huge, with a beautiful robe. He looked of great age, yet he looked young.
After meeting Abraham, he meets God and Jesus and, you know, learns a bunch of stuff, stares at some people in robes for some reason, and gets whisked back to earth so he can go to his sermon. I've heard this story about him going to heaven like 100 different times in different places, and it's mostly the same, and it's also different, you know? He can't always keep his lies together, but what I know for a fact is he didn't go to heaven. Now, besides the fact that he wants you to buy his book about going to heaven, he wants you to know at the bottom of his heart that he is super rich. He wants you to know that more than anything.
One of my chandeliers costs more than most people's house. I got 22 chandeliers in the house.
He is so proud of everything he has because they believe that they call it believe in God for it. Basically, they believe that no matter what they ask for, they're going to get it.
If I want to believe God for a $65 million plane, you cannot stop me. You cannot stop me from dreaming.
These guys are just con artists, man. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in anything. They're just here to sell you stuff. This is all fake. All of it is fake, and I don't understand how anybody can take it serious. A lot of people, defend these people. A lot of people in my last video, were telling me how good Kenneth Copeland was. That doesn't even make sense. You know he's a con artist, right? Like, this is fake. All this is fake. Jesse Duplantis is the biggest pompous asshole in the world, disguised as a lovable, good old boy from Louisiana. He is 100% a swindler, a con artist, and a thief.
40 years I've been preaching this gospel, and I've never had a scandal.
Oral Roberts University, if you don't know, is a charismatic Christian college, mainly training televangelists to take your money. Jesse Duplantis, Benny Hinn, Creflo Dollar, Kenneth Copeland, they're all on the board of regents, or they were, of Oral Roberts University, but they can't afford to keep the university afloat. They've only got like billions of dollars. So what the university did was accepted a donation of $70 million so that they could continue teaching about being a cult. In order to do so, the stipulation was that they had to be completely transparent about all of the financial matters and everything. And so, of course, these prosperity preachers, the ones heading the cult, they had to resign just because they can't let people know how much money they have. That's insane. You can look up how much they're worth. Kenneth Copeland's worth almost $1 billion. Jesse Duplantis is worth over $30 million. But that's just what they let you know. What about the church stuff? Like, they didn't spend their money buying this stuff. The church did. They believed God for a plane, and they did this and did that. But what do they use their money for? If they can't give their money back to the church, if they can't give their money to the college that trained them to be cult leaders, what are they doing? You know what I mean? Are they just hoarding it? I just don't understand the whole televangelist world, to be honest. I don't understand the people that can give them the money. You know it's fake. You have to know it's fake. I just don't understand. I guess the moral of the story is, don't give all your money to heaven. Keep that money, because heaven doesn't take American dollars. It only takes francs. And if you give up all your American money, you're just wasting it. Go and buy a PlayStation or something. Guys, please like and subscribe. And if you didn't like it, subscribe anyway. And always remember, don't hate each other. Hate yourself. Peace.
I said, get off. I said, get out of here in Jesus' name.